वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तमाविद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। You can repeat. Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha.
Ashocyananvashocastvam
Ashocyananvashocastvam
Prajñavadamscha bhashase Gatasu nagatasumscha Nanushocanti panditaha Natvevaham jato nasam Natvam neme janadhipaha Nachaiva na bhavishyamaha
चैव न
भविष्यामः
भविष्यामः
सर्वे वयमतः परम्
सर्वे वयमतः परम्
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिः
तथा
देहान्तरप्राप्तिः
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
The essence of these three shlokas, shloka number 11, 12 and 13, is Atma is Nityaha. Even though the word Atma is not used, but it is understood. Tvam pada in the Mahavakyam Tat Tvam Asi. The Tvam referring to Tat, that Brahma, that is Atma. That Atma is Nityaha. Achaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayam atah param natvevaham jatanasam natvam na ime janadipaha yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara praptihi dehinaha. Dehinaha, the dehin, the Atma continues to be. While living, when the body undergoes changes, Atma continues to be and continues to be even after the fall of the body. Therefore, Atma is Nityaha. Atma is Avikari. With the change of the body, Atma doesn't change. The change happens only to the Shariram, which is Anatma. So, Shariram is Anatma. That changes. Atma is changeless. Avikari. Atma is Nityaha, therefore it is Avikari. Atma is changeless. That which is changeless is Atma. The changeless Atma cannot undergo any change. Therefore, Atma is Avikari, Avinashi. To that changeless Atma, you cannot bring about the change. A change in the changeless Atma is not possible. Therefore, Atma being changeless, therefore you need to accept the changelessness of Atma. This is number one. Atma is changeless, and therefore accepting the changelessness of Atma. Wanting to change it, that is stupidity. That is not possible. So this is number one. Then this Shariram is Jadam, and therefore it is Anityaha, therefore it is Savikari, therefore it is Savinashi, therefore it is Anatma. Shariram is Anatma. That which is of the nature of continuous change, that is Anatma. Shariram undergoes changes. Asti jayate vardate viparinamate apakshiyate vinashyati. Finally vinashyati. Gets destroyed. Born, grows, undergoes changes, slowly decays, finally dies. Therefore, the nature of Shariram is change. Changefulness is the nature of this Jada Shariram, which is Anatma. Therefore, the changing Anatma cannot remain without undergoing any change. You cannot bring about changelessness in ever-changing Anatma. Not possible. You cannot bring about the changelessness, because if it is Anatma, it is subject to change. It is bound to change. Therefore, with regard to the changing Anatma, you need to accept the changefulness of Anatma, not trying to make it unchanging. Therefore, this is number 2. So with regard to Atma, changeless Atma, and continuously changing Anatma, we should have understanding, clear, distinct understanding, clarity. This is called Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. With regard to what is Nityam and what is Anityam, Atma is the only Nitya Vastu. Anything other than Atma is Anityam. The whole Prapancha, which includes this Shariram, mind, and Indriyas, this Sharira, Mana, Indriyani, Sangata is Anitya. Therefore, attempting to change the unchanging or to make a change, to make a changing to unchanging, both are not possible. Therefore, accepting the unchanging Vastu, Atma as it is, and accepting the changefulness of Avastu, Anatma, that is intelligence. That is called intelligence. So, Dhiraha Purushaha, he accept this Satyam, this truth, accepting the changelessness of Atma and accepting the changefulness of Anatma. So with regard to that, Dhiraha, a Viveki, a Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveki, Atma Anatma Viveki, the intelligent person, with regard to this truth, na Mukhyati, is not deluded. He has got tremendous clarity with regard to this, the fact, the only fact of life. So that is the essence of this 3 shloka, Tiraha na Mukhyati. The next shloka, which we introduced in the last class, we will read that. Matra sparshasta kaunteya
Matra Sparsha Kaunteya
Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha
Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha
Agamapayino Nityaha
Agamapayino Nityaha
Tanti Tikshasva Bharata.
Bharata.
Yes. This shloka, the reason for why I taught the basic Sandhi rule to the students who are in the other some basic Sanskritam class, Agama Payinaha, Agama plus Apayinaha, Agama Payinaha. All these words you can see, the Sandhi. This is Savana Dirgha Sandhi. Agama Payino Nityaha. This Agama Payinaha Anityaha. This is Pura Rupa Sandhi. You should be able to spot now. Just recently covered. Agama Payino Anityaha Pura Rupa Sandhi. Anyway, grammar part separate. Apart. Then this shloka. Hey Kaunteya, addressing Arjuna, Kuntyaha, Apatyam Puman, Putraha, Hey Kaunteya, Hey Bharata, oh Arjuna. You understand what the nature of Sukham and Dukkham, you please understand. Matra Sparshaha, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhadaha. Matra Sparshaha, Shitoshna Sukha Dukkhadaha. Matra Sparshaha, the contact of the sense organs. Sense organs means sense organs backed up by the mind. Mind is also a karanam. Sense organs are bhagya karanam. Mind is antakaranam. Both are karanam. So the contact of the sense organs, the karanam, the Indriyani. Indriyani, when we say it is Bhagyendriyani, when it is Karanam is internal, it is Antakaranam, it is mind or the Buddhi. So the contact of this with the sense objects, Matra Sparshaha, the contact with the sense objects. Sparshaha means objects, sense objects. Sparshaha means the world of objects. Matra Sparshaha. So Matra Sparshaha, Matra referring to the sense organs. Matra, in this context, Matra means sense organs. Sparshaha means sensory objects. So contact of these sense organs with the sense objects, they are Sukha Dukkadaha. Da means the giver. They are the giver of Sukha and Dukkha. Sukha Dukkadaha Matra Sparshaha. The contact of the sense organs with the sense objects of the external world gives rise to, they are the giver of Sukha, Dukkha, Shita, Ushna. Sukha, Dukkha, Shita, Ushna. Here you can see Shita, Ushna. Shita means cold, Ushna means heat. So it is experienced by the sense organs, Tugindriya by the skin, by the body. It is experienced Shita, Ushna. So Tuk, the skin is one Indriya. And we have got 5 Indriyas. So all the experiences which are gained through the 5 Indriyas, Panchendriya, all the pairs of opposite experiences, the Dvandva Anubhava, whether it is Shita, Ushna, or any other pairs of opposites experience which the sense organ can perceive, that is because of the contact of the sense organs with the sense objects. And because of that experience, because of the contact, you experience Sukha or Dukkha. Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha. Shita means cold. Cold need not always give you Sukha Anubhava. Cold gives sometimes pleasure, but sometimes pain also. For the people in Chennai, cold may be pleasure. Whereas the cold for the people who lives in Siachen, for them it will be painful. So neither this cold, cannot categorically say it is Sukha Anubhava or Dukkha Anubhava. Similarly, Ushna also cannot be categorically said it is Sukha Anubhava or Dukkha Anubhava. It all depends. When it is moderate, it is Sukham. When it is extreme, then it is painful. Both extreme. So cold sometimes gives pleasure, sometimes pain. Similarly, heat also, Ushna also, sometimes gives pleasure, sometimes pain. But this Sukham and Dukkham offered by, for example, cold and heat, if it is changed, it can be changed to make the experience comfortable, then it can be changed. But the weather, the climate cannot be changed. If that is the climate, that has to be accepted. It cannot be changed. It cannot be changed because it is the climate. So Shitam and Ushtam have to be, one has to undergo experiencing the Shita and Ushna. But one can be protective with regard to Shita and Ushna. In whichever way is possible, one can be protective. But complaining about Shita Ushna being the experience, but that experience when in the form of Sukham and Dukkham, labeling in the form of Sukham, Dukkham, that is done by the mind. So, therefore, Shita, Ushna and other pairs of experiences referring to the experience which the sense organs gain through the contact with the sense objects. And the other pair of opposites, sukha and dukkha, it is how your mind interprets that experience. Sukham or dukkham is a labeling of the mind with regard to the experience of the sense organs with the sense objects. So sukha and dukkha for the mind, shita, ushna, ityadi, dvandva, anubhava for the sense organs. Sense organs report the experience, report the experience, and your mind interprets it as sukham or dukkham. So therefore, sukha dukkha is for the mind, antakaranam, the experience of the mind with regard to a particular experience, sukham or dukkham, that is the interpretation of the mind. Whereas all the other experiences, the actual experience, that is the experience of the sense organ. So, Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Daha, it covers both the Antakaranam as well as Bhagya Karanam, the experience of the Karanam in general. That is why Sparshaha, when we say, it refers to the not only to the sense organs, it refers to the mind also. But mind doesn't come into contact with the objects directly. It is only through the sense organs. That is why I said there are the contact. The contact is the experience through contact. It is of these the two types of experience of objects. One is the contact with the sense organs, direct contact. Other one is not direct contact. So here, matra sparshaha, you can take it as the contact of the sense organs with the sense objects, the direct contact, which is in the form of shita, ushna, anubhava. And for the mind, it is interpreted as sukham and dukkham. Whatever it may be. What is its nature now? It is agama payinaha. Agama is coming. Agamyate iti agama. They go away. Apagachati, it go away. They come and go. Therefore, because they come and go, because they don't remain forever, because they keep changing, therefore they are anityaha. They are anityaha, they do not have permanent existence. If they are permanently existent, if Shita is permanent, then the experience of Ushna will be absent. Then experience of Shita, the cold, will not be painful because it is permanent. When something is permanent, with regard to that, you will not have any complaint because that is what it is. Unless you know the opposite of that, then only you will complain. But if Shita is permanent, if there is no the second thing, another thing, Ushna, then there will not be any complaint with regard to Shita. Similarly, with regard to Ushna. Since they are pairs of opposites, therefore only when one is experienced, we ask for the other. If it is particular experience due to cold is unbearable, then we ask for the experience of Ushna and vice versa. That itself shows they are anityaha, they don't have permanent existence. Therefore, they are agama payinaha. So, with regard to that, titikshasva, with regard to the experience of the sense objects in the form of Shita and Ushna through the sense organs, you learn to endure. You learn to endure them, titikshasva. Whereas your interpretation of that with the form of sukha and dukkha through the mind, you learn to be objective with regard to that. Learn to be objective with regard to the experience whether it is Sukham or Dukkham, through the mind, and learn to accept the experience through the sense organs, the actual experience. Need to endure them. If it can be improved upon, it can improve. If it is not, then one has to learn to accept. So titiksha is a sadhanam. It is a means. Titiksha is a sadhanam. Accepting the fact which is not changeable. It is called titiksha. So titikshasva, tan titikshasva. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam. Viveka Chudamani Shankara Bhagavad Pada says, Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vila paragitam sa titiksha nigadyate. Sarva dukkhanam sahanam. All the dukkha one has to put up with. One has to put up with all the sahanam sarva dukkhanam. That any experience, sukha dukkha anubhava, the Shita Ushna Anubhava, with regard to that, Sahanam, one has to put up, one has to learn to accept. And one has to learn to accept apratikara purvam, without any resistance. The more the resistance, the more it will be painful. Apratikara purvakam. Chinta vilaparagitam, and also no lamentation. Enduring with lamentation, that is not titiksha. So, the anubhava, the experience, whatever the sense objects give, without labeling it as sukha and dukkha, accepting as that it is a fact of life, that is called objectivity, that is called titiksha. So, therefore, titiksha is a sadhana. Tan titikshasva. Because, and also, a little bit of objectivity. This Shita and Ushna, if it is permanent, then it's a problem. But it is not permanent. They come and go. They are transient. They are anatma. They are the experience of the anatma with anatma objects. Experience of this sukha dukkha anubhava born out of Shita Ushna ityadi. It is the contact of one anatma with another anatma. An anatma being subject to change. This experience also change, which arises out of this contact. Therefore, it is changing. With regard to the changing, be objective and therefore accept. It is called titiksha. So it shows, titiksha shows the maturity of the person. Ye dhiraha, ye viveki, ye sadhaka. With regard to this anubhava, whether it is Shita, Ushna, Labha, Alabha, Jaya, Ajaya, success, failure, gain, loss, with regard to all this, the person is objective. Who is objective? The dhiraha, the viveki, the sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha, the person who is endowed with this sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. It is important to cultivate this quality. That only makes a person to be a sane person. To be a sane person, to survive in this world, at least, without, whether the moksha is possible or not, at least to be a sane being. Titiksha is required. So therefore, titikshasva. And also, when we say this objectivity, objective towards that, we know anatma. Anatma is, the samsara is anatma. This samsara, which is in the form of dukkham, sukha dukkham, mostly dukkham. Therefore, it is Anatma experience. That is what we saw even in the Mundaka Upanishad. Paravidya, aparavidya iti. The two types of vidya, the two types of knowledge. Paravidya, aparavidya. Paravidya is anatma vidya. Any vidya, any knowledge which perpetuates samsara. Any knowledge which perpetuates samsara, and samsara which is in the form of sukha, dukkha, anubhava, mostly sukham, mostly dukkham. That is that vidya, that knowledge, it's anatma vidya. Anatma vidya, aparavidya, any vidya, even if it is the medicine, that is anatma vidya. Even though the knowledge of medicine saves the person, but it is anatma vidya. Anatma vidya is a study of anatma, anatma objects. Anatma vidya, aparavidya. Aparavidya is required. It is not that aparavidya is not required. Aparavidya is required to solve the vyavaharika problems. Vyavaharika problem, for solving the vyavaharika problem, and the problem of vyavahara also, it is temporary. Therefore, to solve the temporary problem, we need the temporary solution, for that anatma vidya. Whereas the problem of samsara, the samsara itself is a problem. That cannot be solved by this anatma vidya. That can be solved only by atma vidya. Therefore, paravidya. And the subject matter of paravidya is atma. Moksha, we saw. Moksha is ajaraha, amaraha, amritaha, abhayaha, shuddhaha, paramanandaha, advayaha, all these words we saw. That swarupam of atma. The swarupam of atma is, it is anandaha, paramanandaha, it is advayaha, it is ajaraha, amritaha, that nityaha, that atma, that knowledge alone can solve this problem of the samsara. Anatma vidya perpetuates samsara. Atma vidya puts an end to this problem of samsara. Therefore, only atma vidya has to be gained. Gaining atma vidya is, there is a difference. There is a difference between gaining anatma vidya and atma vidya. Anatma vidya is for doing. Gaining the knowledge of anatma is for application, for doing and gaining things. That is what we say dharma, artha, kama, purushartha. It is for doing and gaining. Whereas in atma vidya, there is no doing involved. It is only knowing, because the problem is ajnanam. Because of ajnanam, there is samsara. Because the problem is ajnanam. Therefore, knowledge is required. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of atma, as well as the knowledge of anatma. In the beginning, you have to understand both atma, anatma. To dismiss anatma and to see everything as atma. Therefore, atma vidya. Therefore, only since atma vidya is required, knowledge is involved. Therefore, only shastram is required. Therefore, only guru is required. Therefore, only a sadhaka must be prepared to gain this knowledge by cultivating sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. The fourfold qualifications which are required for a sadhaka. And titiksha is one among them, very important sadhanam. We can simply say titiksha, endure, but what is it? Why it is emphasized so much? Because the titiksha gives certain composure, calmness, so that we can approach the problem objectively to solve the problem. Therefore, titikshasva, Arjuna requires all the more now, because he is in the battlefield facing his own kith and kin standing as opponents. So therefore, titiksha, you need to look at the situation very objectively. Titikshasva he Bharata iti Bhagavan Krishna says. Then the next shloka which we will read. Yam hi navyatayantyete
Yam
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 hinam
yate
yatayante te
purusham purusharushabha
Purusham
purusham
Purushashtha
purushaba
samadukha sukham dhiram
samadukha sukham
Samadukkham
dhiram
dhiram
somritatvaya kalpate.
omritattvaya
Omritattvaya
kalpate.
So saha amritatvaya kalpate. So yam hi na vyatayanti ete purusham purusharshabha samadukka sukham dhiram saha amritatvaya kalpate. So here Bhagavan Krishna talks about the person, the dhiraha, the purushaha, dhira purushaha, viveki, who has this titiksha, the the quality to accept that which cannot be changed. That dhiraha purushaha, that purushaha, yam na vyatayanti, yete yam na vyatayanti, yam hi na vyatayanti, yete na vyatayanti. Ete referring to what? Ete referring to that experiences, the pairs of opposite, the dvandva anubhava, sukha, dukkha, shita, ushna, labha, alabha, jaya, ajaya, all these pairs of opposites, dvandva anubhava, ete referring to the previous shloka, what was talked about. The pronoun is used in this shloka. Ete is yeshaha, eto, ete pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, etat shabda, referring to matra sparshaha of the previous shloka. Matra sparshaha sukha dukkadaha. So the contact of the sense organs with the sense object which gives rise to the experience of shita, ushna, sukha, dukkha, referring to that, ete, the pronoun is used. Ete, yam referring to that person. That yam also is a pronoun referring to the person who is talked about, who is a person. One shloka before that, dhiraha na mukhyati, 13th shloka. So yam is equal to dhiram. Ete, that is the shitoshna sukha dukkha anubhavaha, yam dhiram na vyatayanti. Yam dhiram na vyatayanti. Vyatayanti is doesn't disturb, doesn't cause any affliction. Na pidayanti. Yatayanti ete. Yatayanti is equal to pidayanti. Yam purusham. Purusham, the word is there in the shloka. So yam dhiram purusham na pidayanti. Yam na pidayanti. That person whom this pairs of opposites born of the contact of the sense organ with the sense object doesn't affect, that person saha amritatvaya kalpate. Amritatvaya means mokshaya. Mokshaya kalpate. He becomes a fit person for moksha. He is adhikari for moksha. Who is adhikari? The one who is endowed with this quality of titiksha, that is sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, is a person who is fit for moksha, who is, because he enjoys relative freedom, therefore he is a right person, right candidate, eligible person for absolute freedom. Only when there is relative freedom, relative comfort, relative peace, relative happiness, then only absolute peace, absolute happiness, absolute fulfillment we can talk about. If the relative comfort is not there, the relative fulfillment is not there, and complete fulfillment is not possible. That is why we say to be a adhikari for moksha, first one has to one has to be relatively successful in life. Only a relatively successful person in life can only be successful in the pursuit of moksha also. Not because of this markata vairagya or smashana vairagya. Afraid of loss, or afraid of being defeated, afraid of being unsuccessful, the person towards spiritual life, then the person will not be successful even in spiritual life. Only the person who has faced the life squarely and has undergone certain experiences and achieved certain things in life and feel that he is an accomplished person, only that person can be successful even in spiritual life also. So that person only will have maturity. That person alone will have maturity. That person alone will have that relative freedom to accept the things as they are, because the person has enough experience. That is why that experience is also required. That experience gives the person the maturity. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedam ayat. Upanishad also says, having examined the loka is referring to the experience, having examined the experience of the loka, the anubhava of the world, then the person gains vairagya. So first accomplishment in this world and then accomplishment in the spiritual world, one followed by the other. After realizing that accomplishment, any amount of accomplishment in the material world is not really the success, then the person aspires for spiritual success. That person only can be successful because he has got that maturity. Na vyatayanti, na pidayanti. All this anubhava, Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, the anubhava, it will not cause any agitation in the person. That person is, now he's a sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha, he's a viveki, and he has got titiksha. So that person becomes fit for moksha. He becomes fit for gaining this atma jnanam. So therefore, titiksha is important. So titiksha, it's one of the quality. Therefore, by titiksha, we have to bring all the other qualities also. One has to cultivate. One has to be that person who enjoys these qualities. That person, atma jnanaya kalpate, is fit for atma jnanam. And atma jnanam is the only solution to overcome this problem of samsara. Therefore, for this problem of samsara, since atma jnanam is the only solution, and for atma jnanam, one has to be sufficiently matured. For this, all the anubhava of samsara is also required. One cannot bypass this also. After gaining the anubhava, after examining that, then after feeling accomplished, then the person gives up and commit himself to the pursuit of jnanam. Then jnanam also becomes accomplishable for that person. Therefore, sama dukkha sukham dhiram, he only has this attitude of looking upon the sukha and dukkha with, yes, a balanced mind. Because he knows it comes and goes. If sukham comes, dukkham also comes. So it is a pair of opposites, like the two wheels of the cart. One is there, other one also will be there. Obverse and reverse of the same coin. Unavoidable. So, Saha Purushaha Dhiraha Amritatvaya Mokshaya Atma Jnanaya Kalpate. He is not overpowered, he is not overwhelmed by Sukha Anubhava. At the same time, he is not depressed by Dukkha Anubhava. When Sukham and Dukkham come, he will have an objective approach to that, not carried over by this Sukha or Dukkha. That person who enjoys this calmness, the composure. So therefore that person becomes the adhikari. So that viveki, the viraha, purushaha, who accept the situations of the life and doesn't allow himself to be carried over by these sukha or dukkha anubhava, that person atmajnanaya mokshaya kalpate iti. This is what symbolically it is done during the ceremony of Upanayana. That Ashma Arohanam is there. Similarly, in the marriage, Ashma Arohanam, accepting the facts, accepting the pairs of opposite experiences, which are the facts of life. So that is symbolically, it is as part of the ritual. As part of the ritual, it is the Ashma Aroganam. For the boy, it is done during the Upanayanam, and for the girl, it is done during the marriage. So that person is a Purusha, Purusharshaba. Hey Purusharshaba, Bhagavan addressing Krishna, Arjuna, he says, you be that Purusha. Purushana madhye rishabha iva rishabha. Rishabha means bull. Arjuna is not the bull. Bull stands for the strength. Bull stands for the strength for that endurance. So, Purushana Madhye, you are the bull among the Purusha. It means Rishabhaha iva Rishabhaha. Purushana Madhye, Rishabhaha iva Rishabhaha. You are the like the bull among the Purusha. So, you be that Purusha, Dhira Purusha, to face the problem straightly, squarely. Then only you become fit for Amritatvaya. So, objective acceptance of people, the relations, the situations, that alone can make the life happy and comfortable. So, if you have this acceptance, titiksha is acceptance. Titiksha is acceptance, gladly accepting. Then only you will be fit for self-knowledge, atma-jnanam. Therefore, yam purusham ete na vyatayante. The person to whom all these different types of objects giving different experiences, people, object or situation do not disturb the person, that person becomes fit for amritatva. So, therefore, amritatvaya kalpate. So, therefore, amritatvaya, he Purusharshaba, oh, the bull among the men, you be that Purusha, Dhira Purusha, and you become fit for amrtatvam. Iti Bhagavan Krishna says. The next shloka we will read. It's an important shloka. We will read in the next class. So we stop here. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Parakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Sabagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam na Vidussura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी शरण जी
धन्यवाद शरण जी
Guruji, small doubt, Guruji.
Yes.
This Matra Sparsha, in what context Bhagavan Krishna says Matra Sparsha?